Delegate Williams Graves.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
The delegate has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Every morning I wake up to the news that at least one story reads, 2 dead in an overnight shooting, 1 man or 1 woman shot, or more increasingly, 5 dead and 3 injured in a mass shooting. Any one of these quotes can be a headline on any given day in any given district. Even Ray Charles can see that gun violence is running rampant in nearly every neighborhood in the Commonwealth. And we all know, Mr. Speaker, Ray Charles is dead, and when he was alive, he was blind. Now, what I say today may fall on deaf ears to my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, but I'm going to take a page out of the farmer delegate from Fauquier's book and ask them to just open their minds just a little and see things from a different perspective. People are dying, Mr. Speaker. Our kids are afraid to go to school. They're afraid to go to the movies. They're afraid to walk to and from the bus stop. And some of them can't even get a decent night's sleep because they're afraid that the bullets and gunshots that they hear outside will penetrate their bedrooms and take their young lives. Because after all, Mr. Speaker, a bullet ain't got no name on it. No matter how many people die or how many gun violence tragedies happen daily, we cannot seem to reach a consensus in this legislative body because partisanship prevents it. In a recent article, the delegate from Rockingham is quoted as saying, "We want to keep families safe. We want to see our citizens protected." Well, here's an opportunity for us to work together in a bipartisan fashion in baby steps to make sure our families are kept safe. House Bill 2407 that I have introduced will require individuals to take a gun safety course before purchasing a gun. You see, Mr. Speaker, it's like a vehicle. When used properly, a vehicle is a very effective method of transportation. However, when used recklessly and without training, a vehicle can be a deadly weapon. Since we don't allow people to drive a vehicle without training, why would we allow any old body to buy a gun when they don't know how to use it? And before y'all go telling me that driving is a privilege and gun ownership is a right outlined by the Constitution, I turn your attention to voting. Voting, too, is a right outlined by the Constitution. Yet some of you would like to put all kinds of restrictions on folks exercising their constitutional right to vote. Mr. Speaker, you can't have it both ways. It's hypocritical to have a free-for-all on gun ownership, yet put extreme restrictions on voting. So I ask this body, Mr. Speaker, when are we going to do something, anything, to protect our children and make our communities safer? My bill is not the be-all to end-all that will save every life, but I guarantee you this bill will do more to save lives than if we do nothing, because doing nothing is not an option. So, Mr. Speaker, I move the pending question asked by Ice Cube in the 1991 movie Boys in the Hood. Can we just have one day where don't nobody get shot? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The clerk will call the council.